Bitcoin, it broke 20. Oh my God. Back to a price we've never seen before. All right, I won't make you have to go through my BS attempt of acting. Let's just put on the old SwiftX hat and enjoy the live stream. Welcome back, guys. We're here on a Saturday afternoon because Bitcoin is crashing. Thank you for jumping on live with us. If you're watching in from the US, Northern Hemisphere, where it's pretty damn late, let us know in the comments. You guys are doing a fantastic job being with us. Sorry, I've got some bugs here. Like, subscribe if you want to comment in the live chat on whatever side of the screen it is. And of course, obviously, we're looking at Bitcoin and talking smack because it is underneath the $20,000 previous all-time high of 2017. ETH was under it a long time ago. And it looks like Bitcoin is not faring too well, obviously. Here is the 1 hour chart of Bitcoin. I saw this breakdown. I mean, look, I've had a very nice day out, so hopefully you guys have had a good day as well. 20,400, and we have now dumped to 19,100 with the the current 1 hour bar due to close in about 8 minutes, $19,052. We are watching this on Coinbase. Lots of volume coming in for these last couple of hours as well. But really, when you look at the volume, it's on the weekend too. So that's a good sign. At least you've got some volume there. It's similar to this bar right here on the 17th, but you really did have a lot of volume come in here on the 16th of June. 1 hour chart, remember. Market whipped down and whipped back up, and it didn't really go on much of a bullish run after that. And this was the video. So this is 2 days ago. I'll get to some of those super chats. So thank you very much, guys. 1,100 people online. Absolutely amazing at this time. I just want to cover these couple of things, and then I can get into the, back into my jokes of putting hats and bullshit on. This little move up was extremely weak. I mean, we saw the weakness back from the May dump, and you can see what happens every time we get extreme weakness in the pump. You get the dump, and then we wait for the V-shaped recovery to show some sign of strength. Never happened in Bitcoin. If I throw it on the daily chart, that May did not have a very strong move up. And then as we dumped onto the $20,000 support level, the move up was barely anything. And this was the trap video that I'd put up just a couple of days ago, looking at a potential bounce in Bitcoin. I throw it on my bars. We had good volume coming in here. We had higher closes, 1, 2, 3 daily closes at those levels. These are all good signs for a bounce. And the bounce, we had 9 days straight down, lower highs, lower lows. Obviously, there were some inside bars here, but all lower highs until we got this 1 day here, which is still red for people who read candles. But you had a higher high, and that reset the 7 to 10 day rule. The move up was next to nothing. It was a couple of $100 above that previous day. And so that then led to further weakness yesterday. And then finally we got the breakdown of that support level. And so I think two things can happen. And my brother Michael has mentioned this on his channel as well. Let's get this tool out here. Because this signal that is generally a reasonably good signal to go long failed. You had a very, very weak bounce, and then it failed quite quickly. Generally, it's going to be a lot further downside. Now, two things can happen, so relax before you just switch off from that 1 point. You can get a fast move down and then a close back above in this zone. 20,000 to wherever those highs are there, about 23,000. So this could be a short, sharp move down and then a bounce back above. Ideally, that's what we would want for the bull market to, well, obviously we're in a bear market, but if we're not going to be grinding away at lower prices for a longer period of time. We don't want that to go on too long. That's what we want to see. A move down to whatever. It doesn't matter wherever it wicks down, as long as the close is back in this zone here above those previous lows of the breakdown, because this signal, which was supposed to be much more bullish than it was, because it wasn't, it then shows that there was a lot more weakness in the market. So the first option is the breakdown. Where we are currently this bar, the breakdown, quick move down, a wick, and then a move back above into these levels and the closes. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is if we come down and then bounce back to test the underside of this zone. That's the worst case scenario, because then that leads to further downside or even just further grinding away at these lower prices for a longer period of time, because then what that bounce shows is that this level of 20 then acts as resistance. And we don't want it to act as resistance, because it is a significant, extreme, major level that we have seen in 2020 before the market took off, and in 2017 when the market broke down. So I don't want to see the worst case scenario, but of course I don't control the market. But yeah, should we get a lower move down, we're looking at a couple of levels here between that 12,000, 16,000, and of course where we currently sit at around that $19,000 for BTC. For ETH, let me bring this ETH chart over here. Well, ETH broke down from the all-time high 5 to 6 days ago on the 13th. There was the all-time high about 1,400, 1,420, 1,480, whichever exchange you're looking at. And we saw just a tiny move up. Again, just that little peak above, and then it's just breaking down underneath the 15th, the low here on the 15th. It hasn't broken too much. It is obviously the weekend as well, and it's just testing those lower prices. But Bitcoin has done it. First time in history, Bitcoin has come back under the previous all-time high. And so what I've talked about many, many, many times, because I usually stick it to the on-chain analysts, the experts of on-chain data, which we've seen didn't mean diddly squat. On-chain data, absolute waste of our time. That's my opinion, of course. I don't get it to work. I like technical analysis. It works far better. The on-chain data was telling us how bullish Bitcoin was. And remember, this whole last 6 months, it's how bullish Bitcoin was, and what happened to the price. 69,000 now to 19,000. Screw those guys and their on-chain data. Never listen to one of these hopium bullish on-chain tosses again. Sorry. Look, we're here on a Saturday night. Maybe it's Saturday morning for wherever you guys are, so you don't want to be hearing me chat like that, but whatever. We're here at 19,000. Let's have a look at some of the comments. So we're basically going back to pre-COVID price target. Well, this is the COVID crash here in March. I mean, look, if it ever did get to those levels, it's like buy absolutely everything I could, unless, well, you'd have to buy it at first. And then if it broke down from that level, which is basically $3,000 to $4,000, if it broke down from that, then you probably say, well, there's something fundamentally wrong here with Bitcoin, and you might want to protect your position. Let me repeat, I am not calling for $3,000 or $4,000. The first thing that people do is say, well, Jason's telling me it's $3,000 to $4,000, therefore it's the craziest call. We're probably going to bottom here and bounce from this point. I am not saying we're going to $3,000 or $4,000. The way I trade is just look at the probabilities, and like we just looked at the probability for that low to come in, we only saw the most weakest of weak lows. The weakest of weak bounces from this point before we broke further down. So as a trade, you have your stops underneath these levels nice and close, because that is the signal that this bounce failed and we went further down. That's why stops are important, and that's where you put stops. That's where you put entries, and keep the risk. If you're understanding that, keep the risk nice and small. Speaking of stops and trading, Bybit, link is in the top of the video description, up to $4,100 of sign-up bonuses. Check that out down below. And there is, for experienced traders, a World Series of Trading. Use that link down below. Join our squad in trading. Link is down there. It is for experienced people if you can trade. And if you want to join the squad, there's up to 8 million USDT of prize pool that'll be up for grabs in that squad pool as well. So check that out. Link is in the top. I can see it there at the top of that video description. Turn this off. And that's where you can go there. People get triggered about that, but people, like, in terms of trading, but everyone's here to trade. If you want to trade, the trading option is yours. You don't have to do it, but the trading option is there, and there are all the safety mechanisms in play for you to use when it comes to trading. Now, I put a post up on Twitter about trading. I mean, it's a bit of a joke, and I'm probably botch it up now, but it's trading on leverage is like teenagers wanting to have sex. They're going to do it regardless if you tell them not to. So you're better off teaching people how to do it safely than just allowing them to go out and do it on however they want to. Now, take that for what you will, but essentially people are going to trade. So if we can help them, I can help them, someone else can help them to really learn about stops, having a plan, back testing a plan, not just being a fool and jumping out there and, trying to take any sort of trade that you see Moon Boys taking, because they sure as hell don't back test or, trade. They probably don't really use stops, and they're probably using other people's money. Who knows, right? But if you can learn to do it in a safe manner so you don't get wiped out, some people make a profession from it. And I know a lot of people want to as well. So it's important to learn where to get good information from. Back to Bitcoin, down to 19,200, almost there. We are starting to just tumble a little bit more. 90,052. ETH under $1,000 right now. Under 1,999. Bitcoin dominance is still on the slide. So where is the money going to? Let's go have a look at the crypto market caps on CoinGecko. CoinGecko showing 41.7%, but I don't like these particular numbers. What I want to see is Bitcoin, the crypto is being valued in Bitcoin, and then where is the money going? Like, these don't match up. This is stupid. That Theta Fuel is up. So basically what I'm looking at here is the cryptocurrency against the Bitcoin value. And if it is in the green, in the positive, that means it is increasing against Bitcoin, against Bitcoin's value. Therefore, money is flowing more into these particular cryptocurrencies than it is in Bitcoin, which is then obviously affecting the dominance, because money is flowing into other cryptos rather than Bitcoin. Therefore, Bitcoin's dominance decreases. And so if I click this should show up in a numerical order of which one has the biggest gains. But for some reason, CoinGecko is not doing that right now. Thanks, CoinGecko. So anyway, we're just looking at the highest greens here. I don't think this is going to be like a long-term view of the cryptocurrencies anyway. Like I don't think you're going to see stacks and whatnot just skyrocket just because they're up 9 or 3%, or Theta Fuel 20%. They've had a bit more of a bounce because obviously they've been absolutely smashed so much more than other cryptos, and the majority of them here are sort of 1%, 10%. Nothing really is showing up here. Probably just the stable coins. They're up 10% each. Tether, TrueUSD, USDD. Wow. They've depegged. Binance USD, BitDAO, Pax Dollar, Frax. These are all stable coins. So anything around that 5,200 Satoshis is probably a stable coin, and they're up about 9 or so percent. So more of the money is flowing over there. 99. I mean, they could also be up just because Bitcoin's down and they are a stable coin. They should always be one. So that's another option. Pax Gold. Interesting. All right. I'll come over and have a check of the super chats. So that's where we're at. First time in history this has ever happened. First time it has ever happened. I saw a super chat earlier, something about XRP. So thanks, guys. I'll just get to those quickly first, and I'll come have a look at some questions. Anyway, if you want to post that again about XRP, I think that was, what do you think of XRP? And pretty much XRP is one of the cryptos that doesn't perform very well. Let's total 3. I think XRP, I mean, look, it's, you guys like that I'm frank, and XRP is really just a noob coin that was around from 2015 or whatever it was. It did extremely well in 2017 bull market, and there is a bunch of noobs that continue to hold this shitcoin, and they're just waiting for it to pump because they hear about XRP on other channels. And, you know, the channels have basically dedicated their lives to XRP, just like you would see with a dedication of whoever has like a dedicated Cardano channel. Those guys are, their media is extremely invested in only talking about Cardano or Tesla. You know, we don't have to just talk about crypto, but they're just extremely focused on only talking about that crypto or that stock. That is what people like to hear, because people mentally like to be maxis about anything, whether it's Cardano, whether it's XRP, whether it's Litecoin or Tesla. And unfortunately, they get burnt in the long run. All right, so XRP equals ADA, so is XRP. Yeah, I see some of the comments. XRP against BTC, they can go on runs in the short term. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days against BTC. This looks great if I zoom in. And what happens if I zoom out? You know, where is XRP now? That's what people are getting excited about. Start of something big? Maybe it is. But, you know, look, I'm looking at this downtrend, and it needs to break that. I don't need to buy these lows. It's too risky to try and buy these lows and wait for some big pump, because, you know, maybe it just does a small pump and then another small pump and then another small pump, and it never really gets on and does a big move. So that's why I would wait for a breakout, and you pay the premium. You just pay the price. No matter which crypto it is you're looking at, wait for the breakout and the retest. You know, maybe it wants to come back and test that zone there. You can see the market come back and sit on it. Maybe it wants to break out and come back. That's when I would think, all right, the supply has been chewed up and we're going for a breakout. It takes time. It takes patience. All right. So I saw that one. Our good friend Michael Cowan is joining us. Holy smokes, he loves the good breakdown lines. 20 Canadian, thank you for the super chat. What price do you consider buying ETH? ETH is one of those cryptos that I consider buying on the way down. I like to catch the falling knife of ETH. Next cycle, I will think long and hard about that. And the same deal with Bitcoin. I think we're probably going to see a much bigger correction in those in the future. We'll see. We'll wait and see. Let's see how much they pump up. You know, we've got years to go. But knowing what we can see this time, these cryptocurrencies have the potential to break down on mass again, you know, just like big percentages. If I take Bitcoin as the example here, piss off. This, and we get our measuring tool, and we go to this peak. That was 69K to the current price. We're now at 72% down. And remember the BS in 2021 about the super cycle? There's just so much nonsense in the space. No matter what it is in investing, it basically tries to capture the attention of the new investor, take you for a ride, take you emotionally for a ride, because, you know, you're paying for something here. You're putting your money into a market that is basically intangible and you don't get anything back from it. And so you need an emotional ride to make it feel like that money you've invested is worth your while. Investing should not be emotional like that. It should be boring. It should be mechanical. And if you see a good return, you just put the money in and that's it. You don't need to go on this ride. But because when you are new to investing, it doesn't feel like it's real unless you go on an emotional ride. And that emotional ride could be doing all the most hardest work in fundamental analysis, on-chain data analysis, technical analysis, reading every white paper, reading everything and doing all this hard work. But at the end of the day, you don't really need that. You just need to know, is the supply drying up? And the demand is increasing. That's it. That's all you need to know. Or the flip side, to then sell, is supply increasing and the demand decreasing. That's all you need to find out. You don't need to know any of the other bullshit. It is, for me, it's a waste of time, because I just need to know, is the price about to go up and is the price about to go down? Really, when you think about it at the end of the day. So that's what price would you consider buying ETH? Thank you for the super chats there, and I'll have a quick look at the other one that you put there. CAA Canadian, yes, gotcha. I like the support levels on the way down. Unfortunately, there was a few too many knife catches here for ETH. Gonna say it. That's, I don't get them all right, but I did get rid of all of my cryptocurrencies. I got rid of a huge, nice bag. Look, I'm going to go on about that back up in November and December when I saw the market breakdown. Screw all of the cryptocurrencies. I don't care. Sold anything. All of them basically gone, and I had a tiny bit left, about 3%. My members, TIA members, links are in the video description if you want to join us over there. They knew what I was doing in terms of my portfolio and the size of that, and it was next to nothing. I just held those down and then got rid of a lot more on this bounce. I posted on Twitter during this March-April bounce saying, are you guys selling some crypto here? People said, you're foolish, no way. I was pretty sure that was a pretty good time to get rid of the rest of them. And then we got the breakdown through here. That's the next best time. And then, of course, the rest is history. ETH, on the other hand, yep, there were some lows broken. But I got some at 11-ish. Yeah, a bit over 11. So about 11.70, I think it was. But I'm not going all in on these things. I'm buying a little bit and then buying more as the market goes lower. And my target is, I was sitting around that 600 to 800. I put this on a video just recently, looking at a price of approximately $600 to $800 on ETH, as in that would be my biggest loading up. And if ETH actually did go to this, last time I did 94% down from the previous all-time high to the cycle low. If ETH, let me get this. If ETH went to 400, which would be the 91%, that's also a possibility. And so then I would have to reassess, go and get some more cash from my income, put it into ETH at 400, and then just expect that maybe it'll do what it did last time and take 1, 2, 2.5 years to start to move again. That's what I have to be comfortable with. All right, so appreciate the super chats. ARS 200. What's the ARS currency? Let me know. I bought 13 and 14 of October 2010 on 10 cents every BTC. So I sleep tight. Why did I buy then? Because my country went bankrupt. One lesson from me, never trust nobody and never get in bed with no crypto. Read the charts. Read the charts. Thank you. I wish I could put that up on the bigger screen. I'm just looking for that comment so I can post it for you. 2,700 people online. Thank you, guys. Smash up the likes, subscribe, bell notification icon, and do all those things so you can chat in the side here. And, of course, I'll leave the links in the video description for the stuff that I'm talking about here, of course. Bybit up to $4,100 of sign-up bonuses. Aussies, you got your SwiftX. Down below, Spot Exchange. $10 of free Bitcoin using the link down there as well. And then, of course, our members, TIA Light and Premium is on special. Bitcoin Crash 100. Link is down below. Use that and get the $100 off. It's all of our courses over 20 hours. We've just done another mini course this Thursday, so you'll get that as well. Everything that we've posted in the past, plus everything coming up, like our weekly group calls on Monday as well, looking at the markets in real estate, stocks, metals, commodities, and crypto. Some whale dumped, potentially. But they haven't dumped that much because the price is still kind of just plottering around at 990 on ETH and 19,100. Did we get a little touch of a low into the 18s? Not yet. 19,052. Just coming back to some of your super chats, so thank you. Crypto is going to zero. I mean, look, the majority of them are going to zero, in my opinion. And when we say going to zero, it just means going to something that is so illiquid, maybe it's 0.0001 of a cent, whatever it is, but down 99.9%. A lot of them will do that. There's 20,000 and the majority of them have no use case. Oh, I missed one of you. All right, Jamie, why do you think alts are holding up so strong? Oh, I would not I don't agree with that comment at all. Why do you think alts are holding up so strong? Do you think that's a sign that we have a lot of downside left to go? I wouldn't say alts are holding up so strong.
You see this app right here? It's called Audible. Using just this little app on my phone, I was able to replace my full-time income and quit my job, all because of using Audible.
Some of them maybe. So let's go to some of the bigger ones that people have been looking at this year. Look, these are all down. The majors, let's look at the majors. Solana down to $28. It's done now 90% down from the all-time high. 25.70, 26. You know, I was looking for at least some sort of bounce here, and it hasn't done anything yet. It hasn't broken the lows yet either, so maybe we'll get a bounce on Solana. Sand. I had this on my chart, $1 to $2. I was not getting into this metaverse garbage. And now it's broken down from the $1 as well. So that was my line here. You can see the charts that I'm opening up. This is the stuff that we looked at on previous live streams. And then the reason being for these prices is just looking at the previous support and resistance. That was all the resistance before the breakout to that final top of $8. And currently it's, 78 cents. So this next support, we could look somewhere down at 57, just looking back. Log, you can see it a little bit easier. And then if we had to go that extra bit further, you're not looking too good down there at sort of 15 or so cents just at those previous lows. Some of the other majors that were, big names in the 2021 bull market. Mover, that wasn't a big name, but it was something I was trading and I sold out up here at $300. Didn't really go anywhere. And look where we're at now, $10. That's a huge loss. Matic, another big one. I ended up buying and selling, getting out of this. That was looking to take off. Got out of that up here. And where are we now? 36 cents. I expect that to keep coming. Keep on coming, buddy. Matic BTC is the big one. That is just, I expect this to get absolutely annihilated. Regardless of all this other stuff about, crypto needs a layer 2, yada, yada, yada. Wait and see. Look, that is just such a mega monstrous move that it has to come back down. What goes up must come down, and especially when you get this lower swing top. That is extremely, extremely weak. Failed at that previous lower swing top on a double top. Like that's just, you'll get some bounces and stuff, but yeah, crushed. 2,800 online. Thank you for joining us. We are going through the Bitcoin crash, looking at cryptos. We can get into real estate. We can get into stock markets. We can get into the economy and that sort of stuff. That's essentially what we look at on a weekly basis with our members, the Investor Accelerator, link in the description. If you want to join us on weekly live group calls, we can talk about that a little bit here too. Because it's basically looking at it as a holistic picture. There goes Bitcoin under 19,000, 18,900. And the only other one I was going to look at quickly was ADA, 45 cents. Is it, it's looking to try and take out this low here at 38-ish cents. Yeah. At the previous tops before it took off in February. BTC, it did move a little bit up. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad for ADA. That's actually making a slight move. So Jamie, your comment, what do you think you're holding up so strong? Not all of them, but I can see maybe you're looking at some of these cryptos which have been holding up reasonably strong. I know we all love to hate on ADA, but it is holding up at this point. If I bring this line back down to these old tops, back in this peak, in this little area here in February, it's held on that so far, and this has been a reasonable run up. It's had some retracement, so it's not the strongest, but it's still much better than a lot. And BNB is my other favorite here. BNB BTC, look at that. It is still holding up. It's still holding up. Against ETH, it's going to, look at that. It's on a run against ETH. BNB is quite strong in this bear market. So back to Bitcoin, 18,800, 18,700 now. All right, I'll come over to some of your comments. Few insights about Sushi Swap. Is that 100 yen? Thanks for all the comments,